They say there's a place in Japan where the trees whisper, where the air is thick with something unseen, something waiting, a place where those who enter often never return. Some call it cursed, others say it's haunted, but those who have felt its presence know the truth. What happens when you step into the sea of trees and something steps with you? Stay with me until the end, because once you hear the whispers of Aokigahara, you might never forget them. Darkness settles over the land as a thick fog rolls in, swallowing the towering trees in its ghostly embrace. Aokigahara, the infamous Sea of Trees, looms like a forgotten nightmare, a place where silence is heavy and shadows whisper secrets no one dares to hear. They say the forest calls to the lost, the broken, and the hopeless. Those who enter rarely return. Legends tell of spirits wandering beneath the canopy, their mournful cries carried by the wind, their presence felt in the unseen rustling of the leaves. But is it just legend? Or is there something far more sinister lurking between the twisted trunks and endless paths that lead nowhere? The deeper one walks into Aokigahara, the more the world outside fades. Compasses spin wildly, as if the forest itself refuses to be mapped. Time stretches and warps. Some say the trees shift when no one is looking, leading wanderers in circles until desperation consumes them. Others speak of unseen hands brushing against their skin, breathless whispers in a language long forgotten, and the overwhelming sensation that something is watching from just beyond sight. A young traveler, eager for adventure, ignores the warnings. With each step, the sounds of the world grow distant. The trees, gnarled and ancient, seem to lean closer, their bark etched with messages of despair, left by those who came before. A flicker of movement in the corner of his eye. Was it just his imagination? He quickens his pace, but the deeper he goes, the heavier the air becomes. A rustling, a voice, soft yet insistent, calling his name. He freezes. The voice belongs to no one he knows, yet it feels familiar. He turns, but there is nothing, just the endless sea of trees. His breathing quickens as he takes a step back, only to find a noose hanging from a low branch, swaying gently despite the still air. A chill slithers down his spine. He wants to run, but which way? The path behind him is gone. The markings he left on the trees have vanished. Panic claws at his chest. The whispers grow louder, layering over each other until they become an unbearable cacophony. His vision blurs. The world tilts. The forest is swallowing him whole. Then, silence. He blinks, and the trees stand motionless once more. The noose is gone. The whispers have ceased. His heartbeat pounds in his ears. He is alone, or so he thinks. But something has changed. The air is colder. His shadow seems longer, and the unease crawling beneath his skin tells him that he is not alone. A breath on the back of his neck. He spins around, but there is nothing there, or at least, nothing he can see. The forest holds its secrets well, and now, so does he. The deeper one listens, the clearer the whispers become. The longer one stays, the harder it is to leave. And some, once they enter, never leave at all. Aokigahara is not just a forest. It is a doorway, a threshold between the living and the dead. And once it calls your name, there is no turning back. The traveler stumbles forward, desperate to find his way out. The trees seem endless. The whispers follow. Then, finally, he sees it. A break in the trees. A sliver of light. Hope surges in his chest. He runs toward it, pushing through the underbrush, branches clawing at his skin. He bursts through the last line of trees and finds himself back where he started. His breath catches in his throat. His footprints are nowhere to be found. The trees stand undisturbed, as if he had never moved. But something has changed. The forest is different now. It is watching, waiting. And somewhere in the distance, the whispers begin again. This time, they are laughing.